What's up? Who else we got? We got Alex O in the building.
Let's go, baby.
What's up, man?
Well, what a dump. This is great. I'm here to chill with the cool kids, man.
What's up? Cool kids in the building, man. Shout out to Alex O, one of the most normal people in the crypto space.
Thanks for being normal, my man.
Thank you for being.
I was like telling everybody on the live, I was like, man, I just said to FD and Drake, I was just like, thanks for not being weird, guys. Like, thanks for being normal.
For being normal, man.
Oh,
Thank you. Me and Alex teamed up. We've been chopping it up way before the crypto conference, but we went over to Vegas. Me, him, and Trey Fly. We hung out, man. And Alex I already liked him, but I love the guy. I love the guy, man. So he was
great, man.
We did a good job, man. So I got a couple questions before we start getting into the TA. Number one, am I coming through clear? I want to make sure everything is good.
Crystal, bro.
Okay. Good. So I got two questions for you. Number one, when we went to let's go back over here on my chart. So let me go back to the 4 hour. So I was looking at this when we went up to 124K. I was just telling everybody, I don't know if you look at candlesticks per se. I was looking at this when we got up to 124K. This terrible bearish shooting star. I don't, whatever it's called. And then I'm like, oh God, that looks very bearish. You were one of the only ones when we were at the top telling people that it didn't look good. It didn't look pretty. How did you come up with that? Did you look at this, or was this something else that you saw in the charts?
Yeah. So for me, it was literally the last pattern. Like for me, it was.
Oh, hey, Alex.
Yeah.
They're saying you sound like you're in the bathroom in a cave.
I am in the bathroom in a cave. Let me see what I can do, man. Let me see. Settings. Camera, audio, mic. Oof, it does. It's definitely in a cave.
There you go.
Now? Hey, baby, how we doing?
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I was gonna start the stream at 10:05. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good, man.
I was gonna start the stream at 10:05 so you can have time to go to the bathroom, but I just said, hey, maybe he took his computer in the bathroom.
I did, man. I was quick. I had to shower too while I was at there, but we're good, man. We're clean. We're ready to go, and yeah, I can show you exactly why.
Yeah, share your screen.
Exactly why we are looking for. Why we were looking for that high. Very simply.
Okay, let me share your screen.
So like, it's all about like context of what like they're trying to do to us, right? Like we need to be prepared as possible, right? So when we're looking at this, and you know me, I'm zoomed in like a madman most days, but that zooming in all starts with the idea, right? And if you don't have a big plan, you're gonna fail, right? So it's always that idea. And it was literally this right here. So if we take this fractal here and we look at this, right? This told me everything we needed to know. This is what they do. They will make us dream. This is a cycle of dreams and hopes, right? And they will make us dream, and then they will take it all away, right? So what they did here is on this low in here, okay, as we came down and swept in here and retested the highs, I'm like, they do this time and time again. We can see that they come back for us, right? This low really sucked, like really sucked. Just like this low right now. That's why we're coming back for it right now. It really sucked, and there's liquidity in these lows here. But they will sell us the dream, okay, in August. Okay, think about where we're at. Wall Street ain't here. Nobody paying attention. They on their yachts, right? We degens here staring at the charts every day, even in summertime where we should be taking a break, right? So the idea came with that. Okay, this high needed to be taken. This was still a very weak high in my opinion. I love the candle pattern thing. For me, I'm a very I'm a doji engulfing kind of guy. Yeah. What time frame was that? Was that the daily you said?
That was a 4 hour.
4 hour. Okay. Yeah, that's that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Yeah, so for me, I do like topping tails on highs. I do not like them at bottoms. I find like a hammer candle is a fake out on Bitcoin all the time, like hammer candle fake out. Yeah. But this one on highs, these work well. For me, on bottoms, I like doji engulfings like this.
Okay. Yeah.
or like this. But yeah, man, that was the plan. And like, that's the thing. Like, you saw on my Twitter, I have receipts from telling everybody not to buy the dip, right? Like, for me, we get euphoric, right? You see this up only kind of pattern in here, and you get euphoric up here, right? And I told people not to buy here. I told people not to buy here. I told people that we were going to get a small bounce in here. Well, guess what? We got, everybody's like, that's not a small bounce, bro. This is Bitcoin. This is a small bounce, right?
Yeah.
Lower. Now we're getting double bottom. And for me, the whole time, the narrative was really like, we should be coming back down for this retracement. So I'm looking, we love a good pink box. So we're looking here first, 107.5. I mean, you got to have fun, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking for this pink box first, and then we're looking at 786 fair value gap. So for me, it's always understanding where price action is, where's the imbalance, and where are we looking to take advantage of it. So like, this applies on short-term time frames, but like for me, it's very much like, if price moves up and then we get a little retracement and then we get constructive price action after that, I'm looking here, right? Otherwise, I want to see this. Like, I want to see stair stepping, right? And if I see that there's an imbalance, so if we go into like a short-term time frame and we look at any of this in here, we're coming back here. When we're up here, we're coming back here, and we do, right? We're coming back here, and we do, right? And if we look at the altcoins, my man, it was obvious. Like, we were talking about this ever since we moved out from out here. We were saying that this liquidity down low here looks like absolute trash. This move here looks like trash, right? Because you've moved up so quickly that you've left all these people, you know, every honky-dory crypto nerd is like, I'm long on Jasmine, and we're going to the moon, right? You think the market maker is going to let these guys stay here? There's no way, right? And you look at this on Say, you look at this on Ondo, you look at this on any one of these tokens you go to, you flip through, you can see this imbalance in the charts. They're going to give you hopium, and then they're going to break your heart. And that's like the whole cycle's been like that, right? And I think that's where you excel more than most, in my opinion, because you chilling on stuff like this, man. You don't give two rats ass where this thing goes. Like, you prepared, you're ready to make money when the time presents itself. And I think, you know, my community can really benefit from your outlook on that, because they know me. I'm like here on my 5-second time frame, zoomed in like this, like, oh my God, we're going this way. And that's how I trade, right? Yeah. And that's catered to me. But with you, I think you have a much more level-headed approach. And obviously you're profitable and kicking ass, right? So I think that's where my community can definitely benefit from yours.
You know what I do is I don't actually always trade. So most of the times I wait for my market conditions. So that's the thing. So usually I'll wait for easy mode. So we've had probably maybe about 4 or 5 iterations of easy mode over the past, or in this cycle. And during that easy mode, this is when I'm making the most money. So I don't have to be, you know, because I want to do other things. Like, I want to go out and, you know, do other things basically. So I don't really want to stare at charts. I've been day trading a lot more lately. So it has been a lot more methodical when it comes to trading. I usually start, you know, do my top down from the hourly. Let's actually pull my chart back up. I start up from the daily, the 4-hour hourly, but then I trade the 5-minute. That's what I trade. So I trade the 5-minute. If I go to the minute or the 2-minute, my dopamine spike too much. So the 5-minute kind of gives me, from what I do, it gives me a clear view of the market and what I want to trade. And it's been, I mean, the Bitcoin, it's been volatile lately, especially like today, but it's been respecting levels. Like, that's one thing about the crypto market over the past few months. It's been respecting levels. Like, Ethereum levels have been pretty straightforward. Bitcoin levels have been pretty straightforward. Solana, you were talking about Solana over on your channel. Ethereum has been Solana has been pretty straightforward when it comes to the level. So I just pretty much have been trading within that, you know, the overall bigger scope, but then getting in where I fit in and just trying to get a small chunk, you know, where I can out the market. So that's basically, you know, what I've been doing. And I do have a question for you. I saw this earlier. This is not really pertaining to trading, but we can come right back to it. This says Canada's economy shrinks by more than expected in
Bro,
the second.
we
What's
got
going
so
on?
much.
What's going on over across the water, man?
It's cold and there's a lot of shrinkage, bro. It's bad, man. It's bad. It's absolutely terrible. Like, if you think about it, we're the only country that has retaliated against the USA with retaliatory tariffs. We've absolutely put ourselves in a gong show. And you flex on Donald Trump. He's gonna dunk on you? It's like Muggsy Bogues trying to block LeBron. It's ridiculous, right? So for me, it was just and I've recently moved to a less taxed province, right? In a more conservative province for family's sake and stuff like that. But it's the gong show. It's mad inflation, mad spending, a lot of red tape for any kind of projects or innovation. So all of our money, even Crown Royal, like our premium whiskey, Canadian whiskey, they just announced yesterday they're moving their bottling facility to the US because it's not feasible to do in Canada, right? They haven't made it easy for companies. They have mass immigration. They have overinflation. It's insane. I paid like $9 for a thing of strawberries yesterday, man. Like $18 for some seasoning, like just a thing of seasoning. It's crazy, right? So, and that just means like I'm lucky because I have a decent income, right? But people who are on $50,000-$60,000 a year, they're struggling, man, because housing for a 1-bedroom apartment in Toronto, FD, like I'm talking a hole in the wall, right, with a kitchen and a bedroom, not even a bedroom, like a bachelor. It's $2,200 a month minimum, right? So it's painful for a lot of Canadians right now, and unless you're doing well, you're struggling. And then even if you're doing well, our tax is like 50%, 45%. It's insane, right? So it's hard to get ahead here. It's pretty sad considering that Canada, is a beautiful country and has a lot of good things going for it. But the last 10 years, man, it's just
yeah. Well, speaking of trying to get ahead, man, altcoins. Like, what altcoins are you eyeing right now? I'll give you a quick list of some of the ones that I was looking at this cycle. So virtual, the AI narrative is kind of like sometimes I go with fundamentals and technicals. I'm usually like 90%.
Virtual, beautiful bottoming structure right now.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. So on the daily, if we're looking at virtuals, I like the way this is consolidating like this. And if we can get some sort of a move going into the tail end of Q4, I would expect this to possibly come back up to, create some sort of a lower high here. Let's see if we
honestly, yesterday night
that would be back to the
next one. Virtual has nice bottoming structure, literally last night. So we're all looking at that too for bottoming structure, and it can easily get up to like 330, like that golden pocket, $3.
Yeah, right there.
Easy, man. Right?
Yeah, so that's easy right there. Put a little sauce on it. Yeah, put a little sauce on it, like I like to say, and then that'll give you a nice return. I'm looking at virtual. What else am I looking at? I'm not really like this cycle has been pretty different from the last cycle when it comes to trying to get a lot of exits. You had to put a little bit of sauce on it, like I tell you, a little bit of leverage to get some of these returns that that crypto is supposed to offer, so to say. So a lot of these coins that I'm like Solana. I still think Solana could probably, once we convincingly break this 210 215 area for Solana,
then we back up to 300. But I don't know if we go much further than that, like maybe 4 max. Like I don't know. Like I think Solana
I got like 350 if we can get like a massive run, because I think Ethereum, the way Ethereum moved, I think Solana. I thought Solana would be next. Yes, so Solana's starting to outperform the market at what it was, and now I'm looking for possibly some turnaround at the end of or at the beginning of Q4. I think Bitcoin, Ben Cowan, I made a video about this a couple of days ago. Ben Cowan has a scenario where we go down again, Bitcoin dominance starts to go up, and then towards the end of Q4, the cup runneth over back into altcoins going into November, December, and then I think that's when we can catch a lot of these plays. I think that's when we can probably get Solana going up, because we just have a huge gap from this 210, 215 area going up back to all-time highs around 260, 270. Well, actually 295 was all-time high, but that was just a wick. I'm on the daily. So I'll be looking to target somewhere around 270 for Solana. And if we get bullish, our cool zone is coming in at around 300 to 350. So, I mean, what are you looking at as opposed to like Solana virtual? You said, what else are you looking at?
Yeah, so we've been looking at Solana too. Just recently, we've been what I saw, and I think I announced it on on X, is that Solana BTC. So I like the gap that you're talking about, but I want to see it outperform BTC, right? So right now we had a breakout retest. So there's like a perfect accumulation here on Solana throughout this bottoming structure here on its Bitcoin pair. So you can see here it's like a perfect, almost perfect Wyckoff accumulation throughout here. And then we broke when I announced it. So when we broke and I announced it, I just put something like this very simply on the chart that we're looking for this, right? We're looking for a breakout retest continuation trade. And that's exactly what we got. And Solana has since led, right? So right now, Solana needs to get about above double the 002 area, and then you have a rotation right back up into the highs, right? So if we can get above here on our BTC pairs, right? Because Solana is now outperforming Bitcoin, right? So we flip this, we're gone, right? And that's that 350 area that you're looking at. So that was kind of my observation. I had an alert on this high in here. I was just like, once this breaks, it'll show me that Solana is ready to go. And then clearly Solana has been leading ever since, and it's proof in the chart, right? If we look at the chart, we can see that ever since that happened, obviously we had this push up here, and obviously I'm trading this on lower term time frame, so it's just a bunch of Etch-a-Sketch. But we can see here that we had obviously that final, this big push up here, and Bitcoin's really doing well, and then we have that retracement, and this is where I said Solana is starting to outperform Bitcoin. We're looking for a retest and go. We got the retest and go. I managed to long down here and make like $2,000 or something. It was awesome. But that's look like it's so nice, like the structure here on the way up here, right? And like you said, there's not a heck of a lot between here and here. Once we break, right, coming up to here, and then if we're taking just basic fib expansion levels, I missed there 1 second. You know, we're looking 350, just like you said. And then Moon Boys are 420, right? Of course they want a 420.
Right.
But that looks really good with virtuals too. So I announced it yesterday that we have like a perfect accumulation on virtuals last night that we were looking at. And I do like this as well. So this is Wyckoff-esque. Okay. So we do have that run up. We have the mitigation of the low. So this would be our spring. So we're looking for a push up and consolidation now and go, so we announced that yesterday. So we're looking for this and go, or we're looking for the retest and go. So right now we're in retest mode. I do like that wedge that you kind of drew down here. That's kind of cool. I like that as well. So yeah, we're looking at virtuals too. We're also looking at Pepe as a leveraged ETH. So I'm starting to average into these. So for a leveraged ETH, once ETH is done and Solana takes over, we think memes, but we can also have a leverage play on Ethereum here. So if we can reclaim back in here and push back, we're looking at Pepe for like the easy mainstream meme coin, right? And that I'm just looking to get back up into here, which is about 15. We'll call it 15, which is a nice push. And then obviously we can potentially come back to all-time highs. But that, to me, this is in a nice big ass bull flag, man. Like we're looking to push this up here, right? So if we take this, if we like pulls here, right, we could take this and, you know, add it to the breakout here, and we could definitely be looking to get back onwards and upwards, way up to those all-time highs. So this is looking like a nice accumulation in here with higher lows. So we like that. We've been buying Arrow. We were buying Arrow sub $1. Back down in here, we doubled our money. That was a really good play. But for me right now, I'm looking for a psychological retest of the dollar. That's it. So looking to possibly add to, we've taken profits on this to double my bags here, but we're looking to get back into Arrow at $1. It's the safest base play, right? So you think about this cycle, and I'm sure you're aware of it, but It's layer ones. It's these blue chips that are gonna run. We got Sui, we got Hype, we got Link, right? You see Link having a day. We called the long on the Link trade yesterday, but in this market, I think you know better than most, but you got to pay yourself, otherwise you're gonna round trip, right? It's a round trip kind of market, in my opinion. So I mean, for a scalper like myself, we've really just, it's been easy because we just take our money and run every time, right? So
Yeah.
but
I think this has
Bitcoin-
been a pay yourself type of cycle, man. You just when you see the money, take it too. I think this cycle is a lot different because a lot of people are used to holding some of these S coins longer than they should. Now the market has been telling us, not just now, it's been pretty much all cycle to take your money, take the money and rinse and repeat. Find something else. So
yeah.
I do have another question for you, and maybe you can go to your charts. I'm not sure if you talked about this in length on your channel. What is the level where you say, okay, bear market? This is what a lot of people want to know. I've been trying to cover this a lot more for Bitcoin. I know you trade bear market, bull market, don't matter what it is, you're going to find a way to make money. But for a lot of people, with that question, where do you think the line in the sand is? Now you show me yours and then I'll show you mine.
Okay.
Pause.
I'm gonna be embarrassed. No, I'm joking. Yeah, absolutely. No, we can take a look. So obviously we have this run here. I can go over to my crazy chart. Oh man,
that's like the meme, like,
bro. This is
TA like it's just like that.
This is the one, bro. This is my brain on drugs. You know.
Yeah. Let me give some quick shout outs, man. Alexandra G is in the building. Wix Wi-Fi 89, the OC guy. We got a shout outs. Army Piper's in the building. Who else we got? I hope I'm not interrupting your streams, Piper. We'll be over there next week. Let me see. French Toaster, R Pink, Dawn. She says she suspects a little lower to the previous POC. Bitcoin is at 108,828. So we'll go to the question in a second. Golden Child says we're breaking the low. K Diggity, what's up, K Diggity? He says he agrees with Panay, but you can't sell consume. Okay, I'm not sure what they're talking about, but he agrees with you, Panay. They're talking about something else. Who else we got? Red Elephant, Jay Violet. We talked about Dave Digital a little bit earlier. Albertstein 99. This is probably a lot of the Otter game. Billy Baines, I know that name. Billy Baines. Lido, Procent.
Let's go. Piper Academy is here too, man.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot of people, man. Appreciate you guys for stopping out. So we were talking about, if you are new or if you're just joining the stream right now, we're talking about Bitcoin and where is the line in the sand for bear market. This has been something that we've been talking about. So where is the line in the sand?
Yeah. So for me, I like the Gaussian channel right now. And if you're looking at this like Bitcoin halving cycle profit, which is Kevin Svensson, he has this thing as well. So we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Obviously, this is aimed at like November, December for the final thing here. But structure-wise, obviously, we want to see 98 hold on a daily candle close, and we're getting pretty close, right? So I think Piper and I were talking about this too. Like if we can, even if we come down in here and we come down into this area here and we get like a beautiful, beautiful candle with a big ass wick, right? This would be happy days, right? If we're looking for this to come down into here and we get the big sweep, I'd be buying that like hotcakes. Okay. For me, that's cool, but I'm looking here 95 for like a wick. Now, what changes that, right? Is if we put in a low here, so like in the next, let's say 2 months, if we put in a low here, a solid low, right? Something like this, and we go up and then we come back and we break it, that'd be my first warning sign. Okay, with a daily candle close, right? So it'd have to be like a daily candle close, right? Sufficient structure. Now we have switched on the daily right now, right? We have had a bear div, a daily market structure change here. However, on a weekly candle, on a weekly time frame, our low is 98, right? Our low is here, right? Structure wise, in my opinion, this is not a sufficient low, in my opinion. Okay, so for me, holding this low is imperative. And And then timing wise, right? So timing wise is like with the tariffs, I think we're delayed by a couple months. So typically I would look here, but I'm looking here in December. And just timing wise, I think we've had that delay with this section of the market from here to here with the Donald Trumpness and the tariffs. That dump here has pushed our cycle 2 months this way. That's my opinion. Okay, so for me, you know, October, Pumptober, November might be chop, 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 and then go, right? Like if we're looking at this over here of when we pumped into the Trump rally, right? This is August. This is August to November, right? Yep. So for 2 months delay, we could see that here kind of deal. My target is still 143,000. My conservative case has already been met out of 105. This was done in the bear market. This was done with Army Piper. Where did we do that video, Army Piper? Way back here somewhere.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
While ago, right?
Yeah.
So my conservative target has been met, and that was met on that Trump pump. Okay. My regular case is 142 to 154, and then my bull case is 212. And that's always what I've been stuck to. And, you know, I've Bitcoin halving, ETH ETFs, US election, all that stuff, employment, all played a part into that decision. And that's kind of where I've laid my head to rest now. So we'll see what happens. I think structure will tell us everything we need to know. My confidence is in my confidence is really in the fact that we have had no kind of signs of topping, right? If we look at any of those indicators that show us that, hey man, we're probably up at the top, right? CoinGlass has a bull market peak signals. I'll share that in the chat. But if you look at that, right, it's 100% hold, right? There's nothing that's flashing, hey man, the run is over. And there's nothing that's saying sell everything and go away. Structurally wise, new pull, right? We look at a whole bunch of things: Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin reserve risk, HODL ratio, MVRV, a whole bunch of those. So, and we got a bunch of people watching that at all times. So it's good to have like a collective community who are all watching these things, because I think the best thing you can do is surround yourself with like-minded traders who are all like in it and watching it and working together. And I think obviously you're one of those guys that I respect and lean on too. So I think that's important, is like having that community of everybody watching, right?
Yeah. So let me show you what I got. And I just pulled like basic TA 101. So I'm looking at some of the factors that I'm looking at are it's been hard to gauge because retail hasn't really been that involved. I mean, they've been here for pockets of time, like when TikTok was going crazy with the meme coins. But for the most part, my sentiment gauge, like you said, with some of the indicators, but my sentiment gauge is if my barber's talking about it, if my auntie is calling me, things like that. We haven't got that. So that's giving me I still think we're going to have a bear market. I still think we're going to go down. I just don't know how far down we're going to go. I don't think it's going to be like those massive 80 to 90% moves. Of course, they're not in Bitcoin. Altcoins, they probably go to zero still. But Bitcoin, I don't know if we're going to continue to have those huge drawbacks or drawdowns from where we get a top. So wherever we get a top at, I'm aiming for possibly a 50 to 60% retracement. But what I was looking for, so basically around the FTX, FTX was 2022. We started to bottom out. Then we started to get a small little pump. But I think this is when the bull market officially started. Once we came back down and then we start making this ascension higher with this trend line. So around the end of September of 2023 to the beginning of October 2024. So I just been following this trend line, honestly. So we came up, had a nice come down, in August 2024. Came up, everybody said we were going straight to 300K. What do we do? Come back to the trend line.
So true, man.
Right back to our trend line at 74 to 75K. Now we bounce back up again. So I'm just looking at this trend line, and it's coming in confluence with a lot of different people's, perspective on the market. I got somewhere between 88 to 90K. It's coming in confluence, like I said, with this horizontal, which we built a lot of structure in this area here. Mm-hmm. And of course, this upper sloping trend line that I think when the bull market started,
30% pullback in the highs.
Yeah. So I'm looking at around 90,000. Piper said 95. Let me see. Let me scroll back up. Piper said, let me see. 93K is his line in the sand if we spend 2 weekly candles or more under that. So yeah, that's another thing. Like we can come down and then have some sort of a fake out swing failure pattern and reclaim. That would be very bullish, if we did something like that. But for the most part, if we start to close a couple weeklies below there, I think we'll start to have a problem. LBC said 75K is his line in the sand. Shout out to LBC, everybody over at Piper Academy. So 75,000. That was our one of our peaks or one of our touches on this trend line. I don't know, man. It's hard. This cycle has been very, very weird, to be completely honest. And you said, Alex,
my first bull run, so I it's nothing like, maybe I'm at an advantage for not going through the euphoric, super duper pump market that you guys went through.
You are.
I mean, obviously, I wish I was in it to make some money, but I do have a non-biased bull run experience, right? So I think that's one thing that is just like whatever's in front of me and what I've learned, right? And I'm lucky, man. Like I'm lucky. I paid a lot of attention, and I bought all my Bitcoins sub $23,000. Right, my average buy is like 21,000. I don't know how I had the confidence. I started trading at Terra Luna collapse. That was my pop my cherry moment.
Okay.
Right. So it's like with this, right? As long as for me, a big line in the sand is as long as the S&P is climbing the wall of worry, Bitcoin's going to continue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's until that kind of reverses, you see clear macro reversal on the S&P, which we did when we dumped there, was probably one of the best buying opportunities for any kind of regular stock portfolio, right? But I mean, look at these companies. They just keep printing dollars, right? And guess what these companies are starting to do? Buy Bitcoin, right? So it's like, and these guys aren't selling, right? These guys long-term bags, right? So I think there's a new wave of kind of money coming into the asset that we can see, and which is bringing some stability to the price. That's why we've gone sideways, right? Like that's the structure that we have right now. You show it perfectly on your chart right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a different player in the game, right? So it's like for us little minnows, we got to participate safely, right? And I think you do the best job at doing that.
Thank you.
And me too. Like I'm in and out quick, right?
Yeah.
Like I take my couple $100 a day. Like I'm up 500 this morning, kicking ass, right? But it's just like I'm done, man. I'm gonna go and enjoy my damn weekend, right? Like update the Discord, and
you do a good job about that, and you show up, and you're one of the most consistent, not only in trading, but I want to give you your flowers, man. You show up every day for the community in the Discord on YouTube, and you do an amazing job, man. You do an amazing job, and you've been an inspiration to me to do it, to keep doing it, to keep going. So one thing that I have to piggyback off what you were saying is with the institutions coming in and I think the floor, like I said, I think we'll still get a bit of bear market, but I think the floor is raised a little bit. Like of course, the ETFs flows in and out because customers are selling the ETF. But for the most part, I think, like you said, these nation states, these governments, these big entities are holding for long term. So my thesis, this is my thesis, and it may be wrong, but this is my thesis because I have to, the way everything has been going on and the way the macro environment is going along with Trump and everything, I don't think we'll have some downturn for too long. Because he won't allow it. Again, he will not allow it. He's going to get everybody from the Fed. As you see, he's firing people. He's trying to get people up out of there. And Jerome Powell will be out of there in May of 2026. So my thesis, this is my thesis, even if we go by the 4-year cycle and we get some type of top going into the end of Q4, going into Q1, I don't think we're going to have an extended bear market like we did. Because number one, I think the Trump is infiltrating the Federal Reserve because, he wants to get his people in there. And in May, once a new Fed chair person comes in, I think he's going to be somebody who bends the knee. And what does Trump want? Trump wants massively lower rates,
hot, man.
Liquidity flowing into the economy, into the markets. They want to try to get the debt. They want to outgrow the debt or something like that. So once all this happens, I think markets are going to rally. So even if we get some sort of a, bear markets are usually like a year, some, it's close to a year. I think we'll have like January to May, if we have some type of massive downturn, to really start to get our bags and get our ducks in a row for that massive move for the next 2-3 years. I think it's going to be, it's been very different, man. We had a all-time high before the halving this cycle. I think the cycle theory is good, but right now it's a lot of things are being changed in the dynamics of crypto and the dynamics of the business cycle, which is basically what the crypto cycle piggybacks off of. What you think about that?
I like that a lot. No, the business cycle is important too. Also, if you look at the real estate cycle is supposed to crash within the next couple of years. So there's a couple of things that are coming into play as well with that. So I think it all works together, right? But like you said, Trump wants to run it hot. I think the big play is that they think that AI is going to, crank up GDP and reduce. It's a big play to think, but it's also, if AI, think about it, if AI can start, we can get robotics going, we can get AI going, right? The amount of life is going to become a lot cheaper with AI. Let's be real. Like, you're not going to have Amazon delivery fees because robots be driving to your house. You're not going to have an Uber to pay for because robots be driving you, right? This is a big change. So if they run it hot now for the next 3 to 5 years, right, and AI comes in and it does what it's supposed to do, this is saying it all works out well and they don't become Terminator, right? Right?
Which is definitely a possibility.
Option 1, option 2, right? Like cheap life, cheap products, cheap food, prosperity for everybody, probably some sort of income base given to by the government, right? Like that kind of dystopian thing. But everybody has a very nice bog standard way of living, and then some people will obviously rise to the occasion. Those whole coiners like us beholden. So, but I think that's the play, right? Run it hot, let AI do its thing. Will it decrease the cost of living but for everybody? Like, will robots be building houses? That kind of thing, right? So that's kind of, I think, their play. Will it work? We'll wait and see. I think, for us, there's a window right now, and I'm very much into this. Like, I'm obsessed with it a bit because I want financial freedom from me and my family, right? So it's like robotics, AI, crypto, right? We have an opportunity as retail people for the next, I think, 5 years.
Yes.
To hunker down and focus. Yep. And if we do it right and we invest properly and do it right, we'd be coasting for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. 5 years. You must have been watching my channel, man. Because you've been saying, I've been saying the exact same. You got 5 years, man. 5 years. We're in that sweet spot right now.
Yeah, man.
And then we'll look at the market again. But we're in that sweet spot when it comes to taking advantage, because I think crypto is being infiltrated. Blockchain is about to be taken over. So we're in the sweet spot right now. We beat a lot of institutions. Even if you came this cycle, you still beat a lot of institutions, a lot of governments, but that won't be the case within the next probably, up into like 2030. So you got a bit of time to take advantage. And a lot of people think they're late. A lot of people think they're too late to the party. If Bitcoin goes to, $500 million, like a lot of people are saying, I don't know what type of world we'll live in with Bitcoin at $1 million, but I think it's still something that's on the table, and we're gonna watch it. But right now, Bitcoin is struggling a little bit. We're sitting at 108,690. So, I mean, what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, in the short term, I keep doing that. In the short term, let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's go back to the hourly. Let's pull up my day trading chart. I want to hold. Basically, I had 3 levels. And these 3 levels are what will determine if we can, get back to those all-time highs going into the end of Q4. So I'm looking at, of course, 112. 112 has been a pivotal level. This was our all-time high back in May, I believe, when we came up. Yeah, the end of May, we came up to about almost 112. Got rejected, came back down, and then we finally flipped it as support. at the beginning of July, made our massive run, then we started to tinker with it, lost it. So first and foremost, this red somewhere around here, nope, up here is on 112 is what I'll be looking at to reclaim. Once we can reclaim that, we had a range that we were in. So once we can get back into this range here, I'll be like, okay, now things are starting to look a little bit on the up and up. So 116 to like 120. So it was like 116 to 120
is critical, man.
Yeah. So I was looking at this. I was just looking at this. I was range trading this whole time. You know, of course we got stopped out, but even if you have some sort of a swing failure pattern, I have a something that I coined the R3 strategy, where we reclaim, retest, and then we react as traders. So that's been killing it this cycle, killing it, because the market makers are going to come for liquidity. We've been using the liquidity heat map as well. Shout out to TradeFly. He uses the liquidity heat map a lot, but we've been using my that reclaim. I'm sure it's just a simple strategy. I just named it that because it sounds cool. The reclaim.
You the cool kids, man.
Yeah. The reclaim. Then we retest that area, and then we react. You know, as traders, and that has been playing out not only for Bitcoin but also for a lot of the altcoins. Like here, we lost our pivotal level at 116. Reclaimed it, retested, then we reacted, you know. So you can it's basically it works for me. I do it on a 5 minute, and it also works on like longer time frame, just depending on your scope, depending on what you're looking at. So between that 116 and that 120, if we can get back in there and start just bouncing back in there, I think we'll be fine. Then once we can break above that 120, not even all-time high, just consistently stay above 120K, I think we'll be fine, you know, to get back to those levels. And I had a price target for this cycle coming in at about, I think it was about 136 to 150. So that's been my thing all year, somewhere between 136 and 150. A lot of people saying this is the worst bull run that they've ever been in, they've ever witnessed, and things like that. I'm like, hey, I mean, what do you mean? Like Bitcoin went from 15.5K. If we go from the bottom, all the way up, you know, like look at this. This is a bull run. This is a massive. How about
most of my altcoins have FTX collapse, man? Like, it's been a long time, bro. Like,
this was the FTX collapse. This is $15,500. This is a bull run. Look at us, basically up and to the right. It's just altcoins haven't performed the way people are used to, or what they heard. You know, altcoins, they're used to altcoins going up 20-30% a day, you know,
that's the ETF,
for a month.
Man. That's just how it is. Yeah.
We've
had a couple of good little runs, but nothing spectacular.
Nothing spectacular. And we've had, like you said, we've had some nice bouts. Shout out to Forrest over at Sistine Research, man. He got me in virtuals at 8 cents, and we rolled it up to like $4.62, man. That first run. So I told him I was gonna send him a thank you, some little thank you reward. He never responded, so I can keep my money. But yeah, we had some good runners, man. But right now I'm just looking at to see what Bitcoin. We just, you know, if you're not day trading this, if you're not scalping, if you're not being in and out the market right now, you're just trying to wait and see what, you know, Bitcoin is going to do. Shout out to TradeFly. He's in the building.
Trouble.
We need to go live today, TradeFly. We need to go live, man. Me and TradeFly are supposed to go live on Friday. So hopefully he sends me a link and he lets me get some of that. The
cool kids are back in town. I'm going to drop in on that.
Yeah, we're back in town. So somebody was asking me, like, why you call yourself the cool kids? And it's, of course, you know, we walk around cool, we doing all that, but for the most part, it's cool in the sense of the way we approach the market. We try to keep a cool, calm, collected point of view, and we try to stay rational in irrational markets. So it's kind of like a double entendre when it comes to the market. So we just try to stay cool within the market, because your emotions, I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier before you joined, your emotions are what beat you. You stick to your strategy, try to be monotonous and try to be as cyborg as you can. Then I think
I call it robot-ish.
Robot-ish. Robot-ish. You have to be the best traders that you know are robot-ish, like you said. Man. They just come in and they try as best, you know, to their ability to stay as unemotional about it.
That's exactly what I said to my community when I sent them over. I'm like, you guys can learn a lot because, you know, when the market's dumping, you guys just chilling, right? And I think, you know, a lot of people panicking, a lot of people like, you know, get very like doomsday-ish, right? Market can be a yo-yo, right? How are you reacting, right? And if you're overreacting, you're going to make you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna lose money, right? And mistakes can be costly, especially in this business, right? So I think that's a solid approach, right? And obviously, I learned a lot from you and how you do that as well, right? For me, it's like I have a plan, I execute the plan, like with my HODL stuff, right? Like I'm doubled up on SUI, I've doubled up on a lot of these things, and I'm like, well, my plan is to sell October to February the latest, right? So I stick to that. Right? I have my strategy, I have my alerts, my take profit levels. Like I could realize that now if I wanted to, right? But holding through this and waiting, having that kind of patience is going to be everything, right? I think.
Yeah. So I got two more things.
This about Bitcoin dominance. I see your Bitcoin dominance chart there. So you see how we push out of that, and then all of a sudden, I think you got the FTX collapse. Then we push right out of that. There's a big push up there, and then it's stair steps the whole time. That trend line, it starts stair stepping. That's when institutional money starts playing, and it's just been steady Freddy, man, like the whole way up. Now we're in an area called the sticky zone, as I call it, where Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion, is comfortable. Between 50, I would say it's between 58, let's call it 59 and 57%. That is like where Bitcoin dominance is just chilling, man. And some altcoins go and some altcoins don't. But I think for us to have that altcoin season, we need to drop below 57 and go to 50. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So for me, my thing is I want to see, I can just draw it out really quick, and then we can, I know you've been streaming all morning. We can get up out of here. I've been looking at,
I got to go stream again for another hour. I'm teaching with OC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm looking at possibly coming back up. This is what I want to see happen, because I think Bitcoin needs more power. I think it needs more strength to pull the overall market back up for that one last push, and then we can get some sort of a rollover into altcoin season. So even if we made a high here coming in at about 66%, even if we can get some sort of, not even getting back in this channel that I've been tracking since the FTX collapse, even if we can come down to the bottom and hit our head at this, the bottom side of this channel, which will be a lower high coming in maybe about 63 to 65%, then getting a rollover. So this is what historically has happened in the crypto bull runs. Ben Cowan talks about this all the time, all the time. He talks about that Bitcoin dominance. And he also says, well, I mean, it's just in the charts. Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin dominance goes up starting around September, while Bitcoin is going down, and it continues to go up while Bitcoin goes up. Then that leads to our massive altcoin season. So if we can get back up here, hit our head, not even get back in the channel, and that will lead us until like the end of September after we get those rate cuts, hopefully, in September 18th or 17th, something like that. Maybe that can be a catalyst. Then going into October, going back into November, we can get that altcoin season coming down. Was that something that you're looking at too?
You be watching my live streams in the Discord now. We're looking for one strong bounce. So we're in Chop City. We're looking for one strong bounce and then a rollover, and that's altcoin season. So it's ETH and Bitcoin going at the same time. I think Solana may trail as well, right? And then those will top. Bitcoin will top. Maybe ETH will run a little bit more, and then you'll see that big rotation. That's kind of the plan, right?
Yeah, man. So appreciate it, man. Before you get out of here, make sure you guys go and follow Alex O on X and over on YouTube. If you haven't, I know the Outer Gang is here, so most of you guys are already there. Appreciate you for coming over, man. Of course, we gotta do this again once the market gets very, very frothy. I'm
gonna have you on my show, and we're gonna pop your cherry on that 3-minute time frame, bro.
just make sure you let me know. I'll make sure I have a nice cup of coffee. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Everybody, where is Alex going next? Alex is going to teach over in the Discord with OC
and Sharp Prime, and then I'm going to go teach in my Discord, and then I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my weekend.
Yeah, it's a long weekend over here in America. I don't know, Labor Day, so we got a long weekend Markets might be closed on Monday, maybe. I'm not even sure, but the crypto never closes. That's a gift and a curse. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. I'll probably live stream again tomorrow and Sunday. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Alex, like I said, appreciate you for being normal. Appreciate you for coming over, man. And
of course, man. Thank you for having me, man. And God bless you and the family. And we'll talk soon. All right.
All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Take care.